We're being surrounded. Admiral, we need to jump now. Back to Halcyon 6. I've got... Oh. Oh, that's a mighty big fella. Oh god. What is that? That thing? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Halcyon 6, the Lightspeed Edition. I'm your host, the Birdman. Notice Falcon, so you might remember this from last year. We actually covered the original vanilla game. This here is essentially the definitive version, I guess you could probably call it. And what this promises to add is essentially old and new content and updates that they added with the original game. And they've actually gone back into the game and basically streamlined a lot of things that people had issues with. They've made the UI a lot more user-friendly. They've streamlined the campaign. They've essentially done a lot of work behind the scenes to give us more of a enjoyable experience, which is kind of really weird because honestly speaking, I thought the original game was actually really fun. So I'm curious to see what they've actually changed here with the Lightspeed Edition. Mind you, if you already own the original game, you're not paying for this. You're getting this for free. So it's not like, you know, a cash grab either, where people are like, oh yeah, well they just want to get some more money for the same game. No, this is actually free if you already own the game, so you're fine. If you don't own the game, then hey, you're getting the definitive edition, which is, you know, the improved version. So either way, win-win. So let's get into the game over here and see what exactly awaits us in the new world of Halcyon 6 here. This is a really cool game. Reminds me a lot of like an XCOM meets an FTL. Really witty, a lot of cool little humor as well. It doesn't take itself too serious. Really fun resource and strategy management. Really fun game overall. We'll be doing the main campaign I should say, not the man campaign. It's only man allowed. Sorry ladies, no ladies here. This is like a sausage fest essentially. But we're doing the main campaign. We're doing a video, we're checking this out as a one-shot, but if you guys enjoy this, would like to see a bit more, you know what to do. You let me know in the comments, you let me know by leaving a thumbs up on the video. Let's see, right now we'll do main campaign. Commander difficulty is normal. That's fine, let's do that one because it's been a while since I played, so I'm not really sure if I remember exactly everything I'm doing here. Let me go into my spacefaring voice here. For half a millennium, the spacefaring races of the galaxy fought and conspired against one another for supremacy. But it was the Terran Federation, through the ingenuity and bravery of its officer class, that ultimately prevailed. Through the discovery and utilization of ancient artifacts left over from a long-dead precursor alien race, they put an end to the disastrous series of wars between the factions. One of these precursor artifacts is your home, Halcyon 6. The crown jewel of the Terran precursor discoveries, the starbase acts as the Federation's home base in the Halcyon sector. Commanded by Admiral Brimacandra, the Federation's most decorated officer, and protected by the 12th Fleet, the starbase is permanently staffed with a variety of Federation officers with the mission of unlocking its mysteries. Today, however, the station has received some unwelcome news, a garbled hypercast ordering the 12th Fleet's return to Federation space, with the intention of returning as soon as possible to continue the work on the experiment. Admiral Brimacandra leaves you in charge of the station. I'm gonna stop doing that voice, by the way. It's, number one, I'm pretty sure annoying you guys, and number two, it's irritating my throat a bit too. So it's time to prepare the warp. Go ahead and you do that over there. I mean, I could do the voice for a while, but eventually it's kind of like, man, you know what? I just kind of want to talk like my own voice now, you know? Anyway, we have Commander McLaurin. Admiral, we've arrived at the rendezvous point, and there's no sign of the welcoming force. No hypercast signals detected either. Think we're early? Brought in your signal detection, Captain. The 4th and 8th Fleet are expected to join us as well. And those Titan-class ships should be hard to miss. Admiral, I'm picking up something. Definitely not Federation in origin, some kind of... Whatever it is, it's getting stronger, sir. I've never seen anything like this before, sir. Some kind of portal. Admiral, I'm suddenly getting multiple chip readings, all heading for our position. They must be coming out of that thing. It's a portal, Admiral. Or Commander, whatever the hell he was. Admiral Brimacandra. Unknown hostiles, I repeat, unknown hostiles. We might have to get a little creative here. Alrighty. And what I like about the game is that the tutorial, the prologue, works as the tutorial, obviously, and it gives you an idea of what's to come. This right here is like some major stuff you'll be dealing with the game down the line, but you start off really smaller ships and you build yourself up to this point. So it's pretty cool, like a nice little preview of what to expect in the late game. So let's see, this will kind of walk us through the combat over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just shut my brain off for this one. And you guys can read what's happening over here, pause to your own volition and read. But right now, this fight is not unwinnable, but it's a scripted fight, obviously. So everything that I'm doing right now is expected to happen. But what it's basically doing is giving us a rundown of all the attacks, all the different type of skills, which is something I'll cover down the line. But right now, what it's trying to teach us about is exposing vulnerabilities, right? So I'm not sure if I can do this now. Can I? No, I can't do it right now. I'll get to the vulnerabilities here pretty soon. Right now, this will be for protective field. Get some shields up on our individuals right here, and this is going to be a bridge shot on the Cruel, the ocular vessel Cruel. Okay, cool. What are you guys doing now? Oh, the spike twirl. Giving me the old spike twirl, huh? Give him the acid bombs, yeah. I like the animations too. Now, if you want like a faster, more streamlined event too, you can actually go to the options menu and disable animations. So, you know, assuming you're struggling with the game for some reason or whatever, or you just don't want to go through the entire animation every single time you do an attack like this, you could go ahead and disable this, and you can just be like, you know, bang, 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 if in case you want to like speed up your process anyway, in terms of playing the game. It's up to you, right? But honestly, I really enjoy the animations. I think they're actually really well done. And there's a surprisingly large amount of variations of animations in the game. So there's always something really cool. Like, look at that right there. The Doom Cannon? It's called the Doom Cannon. And it, well, it obviously apparently spelled his own doom though, huh? But anyway, it's called the Doom Cannon, which is great. This guy's got a Chaos Beam too. The names are really, really cool. This guy down too. Alright, we're almost there. Our boy up there is not looking too good. The Ninja, not looking too good at all. But we got the Dreadnought Ram. Is that enough? Oh! Bring it down, my young man. Oh, he's down. Admiral, I don't think. Number one. No! Number one is down. He's down for the count, man. Alrighty. Luckily, they survived, right? They're good. They survived, right? Admiral, we're picking up more of those portals on the sensor. No. Not really. Not much of a survival after all. I mean, you survive momentarily, but... We're being surrounded. Admiral, we need to jump now, back to Halcyon 6. I've got... Oh. Well, that's a mighty big fella. Oh god. What is that? That... thing! Jump now! For God's sakes, jump! Commander, we seem to have lost our hypercast link with Admiral Burmakandra and the 12th Fleet. Yep. I don't think they made it. I'm just gonna say right now, I don't think they made it at all. So this is where the game essentially starts off after that little introduction there. With the 12th Fleet destroyed and the little... Yes, I'm using my voice now. And little information as to whether the Federation still even stands, you and your crew are stranded in hostile alien territory, cut off from resupply and in desperate need of more crew. You have little choice but to continue working on Admiral Burmakandra's experiment to try to unlock the power of the station. Meanwhile, enemies may soon catch wind of the Federation's weakness and use that as an opportunity to strike and claim the station for themselves. Choose your first officer. Okay. So we have 3 different classes over here. You can actually re-roll these, but I guess it only works after your original first unlock here. So we have the physicist, we have the strategist, and we have the mechanic. I believe you are more offensive-based. You're kind of like a little cool mixture of everything, and you are more of a support class. I really enjoy the mechanic. I don't know why. I like just like the proficiencies and the combat abilities. So I'm gonna go with the Isolde Freehold as my first commander here. Engineering officers are the toughest and mechanically minded officers in the Federation. Their power repertoire often consists of damage over time attacks, hard-hitting attacks, and taunt attacks. So yeah, they're also part cyborg, so how could I say no to that, you know? Can't say no to that, so confirm the choice. Sorry to wake you, Commander, but it looks like we have a situation. And what is the situation? Pirates? Oh, our sensors have picked up a fleet coming in our direction. The signal suggests a pirate origin. They should arrive in 48 hours. In the case of hostiles, the experiment may be our only hope to defend ourselves. The crew work around the clock, right? So Renat's going to give us an entire rundown of the entire base, how it works out, what you need to do in order to unlock the power of the Halcyon 6 in general. So here we have Rarzud Toe Slicer McCormack. Federation Starbase, our scouts detected the departure of your fleet over a week ago. You're now at the mercy of Admiral Zeb and the Zealots clan. Hand over the Starbase and we'll allow you to return to Federation space. Comply, or we will commence orbital bombardment. So obviously, if you surrender, it's literally game over. So we have to reject, obviously. I forgot you Federalists love your precursor toys. Prepare for bombardment, Federation scum. Commander, in light of the development, we should begin initializing the experimental starship creation process. So right now it's going to teach us about how to make our own fighting units for space battles, obviously. So here, the only thing we can unlock at the moment is going to be the Knight class, so pick that up, construct a ship. It's going to take us 300 of you, which is dark matter, and 45 crew members. Apparently, 45 crew members will die in the making of the ship. No, it doesn't really mean they'll die. It's just, I guess, resources or people used in the experiment or whatever. They're not dying, I assure you. So it's going to take us 3 days for us to build this, alright? So what we got to do now is go back to the star map, and we got to spend some time out here. So 3 days worth before we get our very first ship to combat this orbital bombardment. And the life of 45 of our crew members, too. It just cracks me up. It just sounds like you're literally killing these people to make this happen. Alrighty, so there's our ship there, finally. Cost us the life of 45 of our best men and women out there. Commander, the experiment was a success. Yeah, cool. So now we obviously need somebody to rock that ship for us, right? And we only have one person, so this will be Isolde Freehold. And yeah, so she's been assigned to it. Is it a she or a he? Isolde. Isolde's kind of like a weird name. I'm not sure if she's a... I think she's a she. Anyway, over here we go, and we want to send our ship to fight these pirates. So select ship. We'll be using the Knight class, and we'll launch our fleet now. They'll go over there, and we'll have a little fight. Now, we haven't talked about, like, you know, gathering dark matter and stuff for the future to create more stuff. We'll get to that pretty soon. But right now, we're going to do a regular battle here. So what I wanted to show you with the first fight was we could check out or even expose vulnerabilities, right? So for instance, this guy over here, he is very susceptible to engines down, and his defense against sensor offline, hull breach, and ship disable 0. The positives are the ones you want to ignore, obviously. So we could go after hull breach, ship disable, engines down, and stuff like that. So what we want to do is actually edit our class, or at least our fighter, to maybe perhaps use those abilities. So here we have hull breach, it inflicts it, so we'll keep that one. This inflicts ship disable, so we'll keep that too. This exploits engine down, so we have to hit them with engines down first and then use this for more attack damage, but I don't think we have that. No, we don't. So you know what? I'm okay with this setup here. We're done. Let's engage the enemy. So let's start off with the old spray and pray. And remember, he is very susceptible to hull breach, so let's start with that one. And hull breach will do damage over time, which is kind of like what our class excels at. So we did some damage now, and they'll take 44 damage per round, which is very good. Let's go ahead and disable their ship if we can with some shock time. And we disabled it, right? So they're down for an entire turn. Stunned. Back to us. Do a hull breach, and that should be the fight right there. Oh, not yet. Surprising. That's alright. He's down now. He died from the damage over time, too, which is pretty cool. So we got some rewards here, materials, and the old dark matter. Looks like our new ship held up pretty well, though I doubt that's the worst we'll face. Commander, we have a long-range hypercast coming in, putting it through now. From time to time, the leaders of various factions may contact you via the station bridge. And here is probably Admirax, yep. Alright, let's get my Admirax voice happening here. I don't believe we've met. Feel free to refer to me as the Admirax, a title that denotes my supreme command over the pirate clans in this sector. Now, Commander, or should I say, Acting Commander, my spies tell me I should congratulate you on your new post. They've also informed me that your fleet has fled the sector, leaving you on your own. And so I'm giving you the courtesy of informing you that we'll be visiting you very soon. And this is my territory, and so your station now belongs to me. And unlucky for you, I've united all the pirate clans to help me take it. I highly suggest you turn tail and return to Federation space. If you are of another mind, stay where you are and prepare for your debts. It's quite a bit of a threat there, I would say, huh? Time for dead, Federation pig. This is gonna be Chess, Slob, Choker, Grunwald, as opposed to the Toast Slicer from before. I will avenge the death of Toast Slicer, of course. Sorry, what? I can't hear you. These massive dead cannons I'm warming up are really loud. So we have another battle here meanwhile. We'll get into the ship management here pretty soon. This will be a fairly easy one. Now, what do you guys are... Oh, same thing, right? Yeah, so I guess we'll go with a hull breach to start off over here. Hit this bad boy. Oh yeah, engage enemy. I'm keeping my same attacks from before. They worked out pretty well. Spray and pray. Not too bad. Got an evade. Let's breach it. Got the breach. Pathetic. And we might want to hit a disable to hopefully skip another turn. So we got them disable. Excellent. So you're done for this turn. And to be honest with you, you should die from the damage over time next turn. So I'm going to ignore you. I'm going after homeboy down here now. And let's go ahead and give you the breach as well. Got it. You're dying after that by yourself, right? Come on, you're dying. There you go. And now we got you down here. Gotta wait for the cooldown, so let's just hit you with this one. And you should be dying after this turn too. I love the damage over time, man. It's so good. Alright. Fairly easy. Got some more materials and some more dark matter as well. Well, looks like we'll have no shortage of charged metal for the time being. You can always return to your fleet to the starbase by first clicking on your desired fleet and then sending them back home, which they will. Commander, the crew is eager to regain your full sensor capabilities. To do that, it will require the extra energy to produce it. Okay, so let's come down over here to our tech research now, and we're going to be unlocking the Diatrium in order to get some more power, in order for us to now start working and expanding our Halcyon 6 base. So let's actually unlock. It's going to cost 150 and 75, which we do have. Research it, that'll take a couple of days more than likely. But in order to us to now put that Diatrium into the place, we have to clear the ship out. Remember, this is an alien vessel that we found, so we have to explore it, clear it out. What's cool about this is when you're doing this, you have the chance of running into enemy fights, and these fights can be really dangerous, and it's going to be like man on man, or like your officers without a ship against actual aliens. So this is where the combat leaves the ship and goes into like a one-on-one situation with actual human people against aliens, which is actually really cool. So we're going to add an officer here. We only have Isolde for now, so she'll go ahead and start clearing this area out. Chances are she won't find an enemy right now, but if she does, we'll have to deal with it. And we have to always skip time, because it's going to take us an entire day to clear out that room. And there it is. We got 2 experience and 28 materials out of that. Show the location. Cool. And now, because we already unlocked it, we can now start building the Diatrium reactor, which is going to cost us, or at least take us 3 days, right? So, boom, construct a room. Back to the star map, and we skip 3 days. Let me skip 3 days. So right now, it's just going through the entire roundabout how things work out, right? And there it is. We have more reactor power, so our systems are coming back online now. We've compiled the navigational map of all the Federation systems and facilities. As loyal members of the Federation Office class, it is our duty to protect these facilities at all costs. Okay? So right now we have a distress signal down here, which is an oil field, or at least an oil company of some kind. And if we help them out, we actually get some oil for ourselves over time as well. So right now we'll come on down to... oh, the little... I guess you can click on it here, or you can easily find the missions a lot easier by clicking down there as well. So right now we have the distress refinery at Ghost Head. So we'll click over here and we'll send our fleet over there, which you only have one, but that's okay. Launch the fleet out. We'll get a second one here pretty soon. Now they're being terrorized by some aliens, not the pirates that we saw before. And you guys are weak against, let's see, engines down. Hull breach is really good on you, huh? Okay. So I think I'm going to hold on to my same loadout over here. And let's just go with the hull breach here. Do some damage over time. Oh, that worked out so good. Oh my god. And then Flock Barrage. Just about... he's dead. It's over. It's over. And right now the game is easy, mind you. It does get a lot more difficult as you go on. And I would suggest, you know... especially for me, since I've already played the game, I should probably play like a harder difficulty at this point, because the game isn't really too hard, especially if you know what you're doing. Anyway, here we have the Refinery Overseer. Good thing you turned up when you did, sir. Whatever that vessel was, they managed to chew up our only sentry ship a few days ago. It did some nasty damage to our refinery. Also, my crew's pretty shaken up. The good news is we got some fuel reserves from before the attack. Just give the word and we'll transfer them over to you. So, luckily for this, we got some fuel, so I will go ahead and have you transfer that 15 fuel to my fleet. You're gonna need fuel to make it all over the map, mind you. You can't just travel without no fuel. So fuel is actually very, very important as a resource in this game. So now we'll go ahead and return back home. And we got 15 fuel for our little mission right there, which is great. And we'll collect a reward, which will be 15 materials for defeating the alien vessel. That was for our mission just now. Commander, with all the recent events, the crew felt it necessary to create a short briefing for you. Here it is. So this will tell you like things you should probably be focusing on, because we're leaving the tutorial now. It's time to start the game. So the first thing we'll probably be doing is upgrading the starbase and maybe getting a second backup fleet over here. So I could do another exploration of the rooms. I could do that. Sure, I could. Start the game. Before you start, you should directly promote a new officer from the ranks, and here we get our second individual finally. And this is where you could actually do the rerolls in case you don't like what you got. I don't really care too much, so whatever. What I do want, however, is actually a support class. So I think I'll probably go in with the biologist, old Leonard Volcanus. That's actually a really good name, Leonard. So I will be picking up the biologist, select him. Good choice, sir. You can never have too many science officers, if I say so myself. Let's go over to ship construction here. So let's see. I think for the biologist, the best thing would probably be the Acolyte, if I'm right. The Acolyte is supposed to be very support-friendly. Let's see here. These other resistance over here. I think it's the Acolyte's the one I'm looking for the biologist. This will be tactical engineering, science. Yeah, there you go. That makes it a lot easier, too. So we got a science class, Acolyte, or Disciple. Either one works, huh? This has 3 combat and 1 equipment power slot, and you have, oh, the same thing, huh? This has more hull. You do less damage. Aim. Faster, though. A little bit faster. And different resistance. Yeah, I'll go with the Acolyte. It'll take us 3 days. It'll cost 30 individuals and 450 dark matter. We have it constructed. 3 days it'll take us. And I guess meanwhile as well, we should probably go into the starbase, and actually, let's see about unlocking some more tech if we can. Ship upgrades, we have the fuel plant. Fuel plant could be pretty useful as well. A tritium reactor. Tech research on how to build a tritium reactor in Halcyon 6 to power the starbase. Generates 30 plus power. It's not too bad. Got a repair bay. Allows you to build a repair bay where you can research upgrades for improving starship repairs and perform emergency station help. So that could be pretty useful too. Let's pick that one up. Alrighty, and we're gonna need some room for it as well once it is completed. So let's go over to Starbase and we'll clear out this here. 4 days. Oh, that's a lot. Missing required. What? Oh, it's too far in. I see. Okay, hold up. Go back. Task available. There you go. So we can do this one, but not that one. It's just way too much for us right now. So I'll send Isolde. Yeah, I'm more comfortable with her or him. And officer. It's one or the other, huh? Yeah. So we'll send Isolde, confirm that task. Go back to the map here. Skip 1 day. Let's see if we get into some combat here. Man to man. Mano a mano. Nope, no combat. So we acknowledge it. And if we come back inside of there now, we should be able to hopefully build ourselves the repair bay. Which will be 4 days. I think it's worth it. Let's do it. Alrighty, cool. So I was hoping to show you some of the melee combat, or at least the hand-to-hand combat, but we didn't get it. So let's just do a mission here meanwhile. Actually, oh boy, we're actually just out of time completely, huh? Yeah, we're out of time. The prologue was a lot longer than I really thought it would be. Yeah, we're out of time here, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. All the information for the game will be down below in the description. If you want to see some more of this on the channel, you let me know. You know what to do. I will catch you next time.